Okay, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the next Satsang and Guided Meditation for today, the 9th of August, which is Women's Day. So a happy Women's Day to all the strong, independent, lovely women that is joining in this morning. May it be a blessed day, and may you thank yourself for the strong women that you are and all that you've survived physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and have carried with you. So yeah, big warm welcome. So let's just do a quick check-in and we'll start with Anita.
Yes, morning all. It's good to be here, and thank you for the beautiful message, Fiona. To all the beautiful ladies in the chat, a very happy Women's Day, and so glad to be part of this group. Yes, so looking forward to today's meditation, and let's see what unfolds. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. Maria.
Yeah, morning everybody. Yeah, as Anita says, it's always good to see what unfolds in this group every week. So it's lovely to be back, and especially on this day with a group of women. Happy Women's Day.
Thank you, Maria. Welcome. Nikki.
Nikki, me.
Nikki.
Me.
Yes, you.
Morning, everyone. Excuse me. Happy Women's Day. Hope it's a lekker one, doing whatever you want to do, nothing else. My week has been not too bad, just lots of pain, so I'm battling a bit with that, but otherwise I'm good. Glad to be here.
Thank you. How's your flamingo legs painting coming along?
I'm hating them. I started them again this morning, absolutely hating them. I don't know what to do.
Okay. Okay, just keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.
Morning, Barbara.
Hi everyone.
Morning.
Sorry I'm late. Hi, morning.
No problem. Okay. Will you do a check-in for us? How has your week been?
It's been a really good week. Not for anything specific has happened. I've just been happy this week. So it's been a happy week. Happy to be here and a happy week, and perhaps just realizing how lucky I am, actually. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, thank you. What a nice way to start. Awesome. Vanessa.
Hello, everybody. Yes, it's been a great week. What did I do? I had my hair done for the first time in 4 or 5 months. That was very exciting yesterday. So it's a good week. Also made an appointment to see Fiona this month still before she leaves Joburg. So I'm looking forward to that. All in all, we're going to have a nice lunch and a nice balancing. All in all, it's been a good week. So, hi everybody, good to see you.
Hello. Thank you. And Mickey.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Women's Day. Yeah, I'm good. Happy that I'm on leave. So yeah, I'm excited for this session. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. I get this week. The client that came yesterday, she said, officially I've got a gypsy status. So I might be the gypsy woman, and I think Mickey will follow in my footsteps soon to come. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, just checking from me. It's been a strange week. As I said earlier on, I don't like to be in between places. I like to be one place or another place. Then I function the most. So I'm so excited about moving. I'm already about 90% packed, and there's still 3 weeks to go. So you'll understand the cards. I don't know. It's like you in a good space. So maybe the cards just apply to me or somebody else out there. Because when I drew the first card, I thought, oh my golly wally, okay. And then I thought, no, best I draw another card. So I said, oh my golly wally. Okay, we have to have a third card. Okay. And then I thought, okay, I'm not going to draw more cards because I don't know if it's my vibration or where I am or maybe where other people are also, but it doesn't sound like in this group. So just take it with a pinch of salt. If it applies to you or has ever applied to you, just take note. So yeah, this morning I sat and I connected and I asked Spirit for messages. So I drew from the deck, Ask Your Guides. And it's also the channeling, the parable that I'm reading is about guides. So, and the one guide, or the one card is spirit teachers, or the other card is divine helpers, and the other card is healer guide. So I thought they're all helping us transmute certain emotions, if we feel it consciously or subconsciously, or others in our family unit is feeling it, or the world is feeling it, wherever it's currently felt. It's not always pretty, and we can't just always ask for pretty messages and feel good stuff. We have to transmute the not to feel good stuff to feel good stuff, or get to appreciation. So the first card that I drew is a number 4, and it's boredom. So can you see? Okay. So boredom, needless to say, is what I resonate with. Because I want to get with unpacking and do other things and arrange coffee dates and whatever. So yes, you can just see if this applies to you from time to time or during a part of a day. I know those that's working don't get to this feeling boredom, except if your work has become tedious and routine and you are bored with what you are continually doing. I don't know. So the cards keywords here is tedium, disappointment, emptiness, and frustration. And one of the people that came to my first meditations sent a message last night and said that he felt that there's something missing in his life. And sometimes we get to those, there's something ain't right or something's missing or whatever, and then we become just bored with how life has turned out to be or what we are busy with or whatever. So I'm going to send him this recording as well so that he can listen to the messages because I think it applies to him as well. So it says life is relatively stable and calm now. And yes, you've achieved a certain degree of predictability and comfort on a day-to-day basis. However, something is lacking in a way of fulfillment. Your spirit teachers gather in response to this emptiness. They gently remind you that there's more to life than you're presently expressing, and are calling on you to remember your soul commitments of purpose and contribution to your fellow human beings. They confirm what you already know in your heart. Focusing on your interest alone will not fulfill your void. Trust these beautiful guides as they lovingly urge you to open your heart and share your time and gifts with others. They wisely counsel you that restlessness, emptiness, and boredom you feel isn't the result of something missing in your life or something you've yet to attain, but rather it is a reaction to unexpressed talent, creativity, and love in your heart. things your soul longs to give. The Spirit teachers invite you to take advantage of the present peace and certainty, and urge you good fortune to involve yourself with those who are still struggling. For example, take a friend to lunch, help an elderly neighbor, volunteer at a literacy support organization, or spend more time with lonely relatives. Your Spirit teacher's messages: give more and your emptiness will subside. So it's a beautiful message and a beautiful reminder when we get to those feelings. And it is, it's like this person said, that he's at a place of peace in his life where everything is now peaceful, but he feels that he's drawn to his higher calling, and a lot of people are drawn to a higher calling, and saying that he doesn't know what it is and he doesn't know where it is, but we know what it is. Because inherently, all we need to do is just listen to ourselves, listen to those yearnings, those promptings. How do we like to participate in the world, or not participate in the world? There's certain things that we would like to play, certain playgrounds that we will play in, and certain games that we will not play in anymore. So it is to see how do you choose to participate in the world? With whom do you choose to communicate? It's a client that came yesterday. She said, she can't talk to anyone about her spiritual things. Everyone, when she's also a healer, and she says when she mentions the healing, they say, oh no, they don't believe in that. I don't talk to non-believers. I don't waste my time. I don't have friends like that. I don't have experiences like that, because I don't operate where I get resistance. I walk away from the resistance and talk to people that's interested. So it's all just what needs shifting in your life so that you can feel the fulfillment, have those deep, meaningful conversations that you want, or a cup of tea, or just light-hearted conversations, not the ones that moan and moan and moan and moan and moan. I'm not saying you have those people in your life, but yeah. Okay, so resonate with you, not resonate with you, taking it.
Can I just say something there? It's absolutely spot on for me, so it's not just for you. I actually can't believe, as you're reading the words, that exact phrases that are in that were absolutely what's been coming to me in my own sort of reflections. And with me, it started a couple of months ago, when I was like, as I started to revisit my long-term vision and realized that I actually hadn't set a new vision. And then I got stalled being sick, and then as I've been getting better, thinking actually I'm nervous to envision something new, because it's so important, because what I envision I can manifest, and I want to make sure I'm manifesting the things that are fulfilling and that are about my interactions with the world, not my years of self-isolating because of my health. So, and one of the things that I looked up in Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life, her book, something I was looking up this week to do with the growth around my heart and lungs, etc. We talked about incorrect creative expression as being the right thing. And you were talking, one of the things you wrote there was around I think it was your creative expression. So yeah, for me, I can just feel, it's like feels tedious. I think that was one of the first words that you read. And then, life has to change. So thank you. Good confirmation. Thank you.
Awesome. Barbara.
Yeah, it was bang on for me, I've got to say. For weeks now, maybe even months, I have had this feeling, and all those words that you used, restlessness, boredom, tedium, and a sort of fear of missing out kind of feeling, like this stuff going on everywhere, and I'm not a part of it. And I suppose it's a lot of it has been this lockdown thing anyway. And it has been getting me down. It really has. And this week, I think one of the reasons why I've had a happy week is that I decided, I think it was also as a result of something you posted on the WhatsApp group, that, you know, happiness is a choice. And so you choose whether you're going to be frustrated, missing out. It's just a mental thing. You choose it, or you don't want it anymore. And I think that's why I had a happy week, because I just chose to have a happy week. So yeah, so I overcame it, and it's been bringing me down now for a long time. So yeah,
good, yay.
Yes, just a quick short one. 100%. So you drew the cards correctly.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave it at there. Yeah. Okay, thanks. I actually just laughed when you were reading it, and I'm like, no, Fee, you did connect with the group. No lies.
It's like, I thought, I don't want to influence you with my bad energy or my not uplifting energy. And I thought, oh my golly Wally, what am I doing here? Okay, but thank you. Okay, the next exciting, beautiful card. Exactly, Anita. It's denial. And it's got the blinkers on. It's like, I don't want to see the bad stuff. I don't want to see whatever it is. So it's number 22, and it's the divine helpers. So the key word to this card is confusion. And I've had a lot of people say they're just confused. They don't know if they're coming or going, or which way is. It's like we have vertigo. We don't know what's up and down, or what's forward or what's backwards. It's like Ryan's dancer saying life is a dance, and it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I think we've been making so many twirly willies. The world's just spinning. So yeah, confusion, distortion, ignorance, and compromise. And we last week had the card of not compromising, but yeah, it's to now look at what have we been compromising. Compromising our health, compromising our mental state, compromising our emotional state, compromising our values, compromising what brings our whatever it is. So let me read you the message. Your divine helpers are here to help you take off the blinkers and more honestly assess the difficulties in your relationships. Although you'd prefer to believe that ignorance is bliss, the truth is that denial is not the river in Egypt, nor is it a genuine form of protection against unhappiness. Your guides gently ask you to summon the courage to honestly admit the real problems that exist in your relationships. Oh my golly Wally, I had to do that. Yeah. As a result, they may be as difficult as they may be. Until you do, there's no chance that these shadows will ever heal. So, for example, admit when your wife isn't just tipsy, but rather is drunk, as can be on many nights. Or admit, at least to yourself, that when your son says that he can't find a job, it's because he isn't looking that hard. Or that when your partner says he must work late every single night for months, that an affair or other digressions is likely. Most importantly, admit what you might be hiding from your loved ones. Acknowledge your fears, your addictions, your excuses, and failures honestly and with compassion. Realize that what your mind blots out, your heart knows, and so does everyone else. In other words, when you're in denial, you're only kidding yourself. What your mind blots out, your heart knows. Your divine helpers, however, if your partner is in serious trouble or vice versa, you'll only be harming yourself and others and perpetuating the problem by denying it. So the divine helper's message is take off the blinkers and be open to the truth about others and yourself. Only then can you learn to grow past problems. That's that message. And for me, that is, I guess, the reason why I had to be here where I am currently, to see things for how they really are. And it's like that father wounding messages that I sent on the group. It was, I realized that is exactly what I came here to heal. That is exactly what I needed to see. I needed to take off my rose color blinkers and see people as how I wanted them. I wanted to see them, make them my be all and end all, and keep on offering just the best and whatever, but see who they really are and what they choose to participate in and choose not to participate in. And I'm very much a family person, meaning I like to entertain. I like to bring people together. I like to have light-hearted conversations also, and deep, meaningful conversations. But I realized that my family, apart now from my children, they excluded. They don't want to participate in that. And I'm no longer going to bark up the wrong tree and bark. And like I told the kids, it's like, I will now give them what they want. They want peace and quiet and be left alone, and I will give them peace and quiet and left alone. And I will interact with people that wants to be around me and wants to share a cup of tea and share a hug or be that. I'm no longer, I want to say, begging for love or doing anything like that. And it is to see where it is that we can heal that and see, okay, that is how they choose to be. And everybody has got a free choice of how they choose to be, what makes them happy, what doesn't make them happy. And we have the choice of changing that, changing the dynamic, or putting ourselves in places that we can express those parts of ourselves. And even some of the friendships that developed, I had to look at the truth of it. And it's like, no, you will know what that is actually unacceptable behaviors. Yeah. I cannot deny that part. That part is actually a big part that is like, it sounds just severe, but it's like a pus, and it's like I can't deny that bad behavior anymore. I can look at you holistically and accept this part, but it's like, Nia, you have to actually look at your own stuff, deal with your own stuff. So in many of the experiences here, blinkers has been taken off. And I had to be truthful and honest about myself, see where patterns has been repeating, see what relationships and father wounding stuff I had in common. I had to heal that, clear that, understand that, move on from that. So it's been a eye-opening rude awakening experience, but it's been good because it's like looking at a place for a source of love or comfort or protection or understanding or whatever, and then realize it's never going to come from there. You have to foster it within, and you have to whatever, but it's like, okay, so where does it want to appear in your life? Where will it play out? And yeah, so that's my take on the denials that I had to face and experiences that I had to see. But it's been a beautiful experience, meaning when the client came yesterday, it's like, okay, I understand where you are. And I understand. Okay, yes, that is father wounding. not feeling good enough, and that is this, and this is what you need to do. So it's given me the wisdom and understanding of how to shift energies a lot more and heal deeper. So yeah, okay. Any other body that would like to add to this card and the messages that they take from it?
And with that saying, we look forward to having you in Durban.
Bless you, bless you, bless you. Thank you. That's why I said I'm 90% back there, because it's like, I can't wait. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I was just thinking, if I thought that the first card was 100% spot on, this one was 200%, and I can think this will carry like a few sessions of one-on-ones for me. So when you're back, well, it doesn't matter when you're back, but yeah, that's our next, the topic of our next one-on-one. Okay.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes. Wonderful. Okay. And then the third beautiful card that Spirit gave us today is loss and healer guides. And it's a person that is crying. And the other day that when I told Nadine I still have emotion, she said, really? And yes, really, I am still crying at night. So yeah, the loss and healer guides, and I thought, oh my golly wolly, this really sounds very morbid, but I guess lots of people are dealing with loss at the moment. So I guess and it's all about the guides and what they help us today. So that's the theme. So it's like, if you don't have the first one or the second one, maybe you're dealing with the third one somewhere in your life, or is about to, or whatever. And it's to know that there's divine help and support in the guided meditation today and in the satsang. Okay, so the key words here with this card is sorrow, depression, grief, and regret. You may be entering or experiencing a period of loss, regret, disappointment, pain, or perhaps even grief. These feelings have arisen from present painful circumstances, or they may be as a result of suffering of unexpressed or unprocessed loss from the past, whether caused by something in the past or present. Your heart is ready to unburden your pain, and your soul is ready to grow from these experiences. I must say, every now and again, I find myself a glimpse of joy coming back, and I think, oh wow, but I can't. It's like, can I feel joyful? I'm actually sad, but there's a moment of joy, and there's some excitement, and looking forward to the future. And it's like, I guess I've been feeling both. So yeah, your healer guides are present to assist you in your healing through these difficult times. These soothing helpers assure you that your present pain will transform into learning, and this too shall pass. A beautiful saying, but we don't always believe it at
I want to hear it,
moments in
yeah.
time. Yeah. Your joy will return. So ask your healer guides to help lift your heart and turn your loss and pain over to their loving care. Trust their counsel as they urge you to call a grief counselor, or seek healing massage, or pick up a book that will assist you in your current circumstances. Their message is, seek sources of help. Now, I must say, it's even the client appointments has picked up, and maybe because my energy is picked up, or I don't know what, or maybe the lessons is busy integrating, and I can share now the wisdom, not just the sorrow with people. So yes, can also totally resonate with that. And that's where I stopped drawing cards. I thought this is now enough to deal with. So yeah, anybody would like to add anything to that card or resonate? So, ready for the Satsang again. And we're getting to fewer choices. I must say I have to now search in the parables to see which ones we haven't read before. And today's one is number 12. And it's about Angenon and Verehoo. Verehoo, okay. So one of Kryn's favorite subjects of women in our culture, and what does the lessons mean personally for them. Kryn is not a he or a she any more than God is. Kryn's entity is that of a master of human understanding who is giving us loving information regarding the new age. As a male, I was uncomfortable at first about translating Kryn's words, which often seems so personally directed towards women. It's Lee Carroll, and he's a man that's channeling this, for those that don't know. Now, I not only feel comfortable, but understanding the joke. We all get our turn. And chances are that all the men reading this will relate at some level, since our lineage of lifetimes would naturally encompass many female incarnations as well. In the translations of these stories, I also got a feeling, in whatever capacity I could, what it was like to have some of the problems that only a female could experience in our society. This has tempered me and made me a wiser man. This story is told from the perspective of two angel guides, something that Kryn has done before. These guides' names were given as Angenon and Verehoo. They are the guides of a woman named Who. As you read this book, you will discover that Who is in two other parables. It is the same Who. You might ask, indeed it is, but as told here, Who is in another life. Angenon and Verehoo were guides. Angenon was different, as he had been a human before. Not all our guides have had human incarnations, so some understand it a little bit more deeper than others. Verehoo had never been a human and had always been one of the angel guide group. Both of them had been with humans lifetimes after lifetimes. And both Angenon and Verehoo were excited. They were on their way to another planning session that marked the beginning of another human's life, and always a festive time. They were going to meet their assigned entity shortly, one of those who would be sent to the earth plane as a guardian of love, a human scheduled as a warrior of light. These two guides, Angenon and Verehoo, standing side by side, going into the planning session, were going to meet the entity we call Wu. We heard of Wu before in previous parables given 1 year ago in this very room. Wu stands in the chamber of planning, closer to the portal leading to the cave of creation. Wu is ready to pick up his essence and return with his karma intact to the planet Earth. Angenon and Verehoo are part of the planning. And here it is what Wu and all the others planned the lessons generated by the karma, past lives, and current experiences they will have. The planning is clear, but is not to be confused with predestination. Again, Wu will come to the earth plane, where he will be exposed to the appropriate karma, and will have his chance to walk through it, just as he had in the past. This is done to give Wu a chance to raise the vibration of the planet through his efforts. So Wu is prepared in this planning session to pick up what he left off karma-wise and return to Earth. Here, Wu plans with other entities yet to come into lesson, and with the higher souls of those already on Earth walking in lesson. So it was that the formerly male Wu decided to come back with Angenon and Verehoo, this time as a Wu man. The guides willingly began their journey to come to Earth with her, and so it was also that she chose the attribute to be born on the first day of the month of September. She's going to have a difficult time with control. In the first year of life, Wu was abused by her father, abused her by her stepfather, and even abused her by her stepfather's brother. By the time she was 11 years old, she carried a heavy karma of a long cycle. By design, during this time, Angenon and Verehoo stand by her side, watching her pre-planned karma of choice develop. Dear ones, there is no such thing as predestination. Your lessons are decided and set in advance, but the solutions are yours while you are on Earth. It is thus. If you were to send entities into the Earth as humans and visit them some years later, you would be surprised to find them in the company of nails. This is logic, not predestination. So the attributes of the ones who are born September the 1st are known. And you will not be surprised at the problems they encounter or the lessons that they must walk through. Wu has a difficult time with males. She has no problem with abundance, for this is not the karma she carries. Money seems to come easily to her. And in the area of earth business, she delights in her quest to rise to the top. She becomes spiteful due to the anger and the energy of karmic lessons, and she devours the spirit of males around her, enjoying the game of business and of winning over her male counterparts. She tried partnerships 3 times, but none were able to survive due to her anger. As Wu grew older, her health became poor, and her imbalances allowed for stress-related diseases. Angenon and Verehoo watched in love, quietly, knowing that all was appropriate, set for the next stage. For Wu and the others had decided that this could be a very important incarnation, one to remember due to the Earth's new attributes. It was Wu's 47th year that was accidentally exposed to an enlightened woman. In one of those business intensive where humans were forced together for a week, unable to escape, in the name of efficiency. Angenon and Verehoo both recognized the women from the same planning session that they had attended 47 years earlier. This was the one who was scheduled to appear this time, and if Wu was ready to inform her of God's gift in the new age. As fate would have it, Wu was interested in this woman. Wu wanted to know what was different about her. And as if by fate, a cosmic joke, Wu approached the woman late one night and asked the question, "Why is it that you have peace? How are you tolerant of men? What is your secret?" Angenon and Verehoo were on their toes, poised in the balance of the moment was everything they had waited for. They both sensed the potency of what was happening, and they knew that this was the prime window of opportunity that they had been preparing for. Never in the history of their guide assignments had anything like this happened. As the women spoke of truth, Wu remained stoic, taking it all in. Later that night it happened. Alone in her room, she openly wept, raised her hands in apparent desperation, and verbally asked if God would grant her an audience. As if the light were suddenly turned on, Angenon and Verehoo were put into action. She had expressed intent. Yes, the universe was listening. Yes, there was something else grander than the human intellect. And yes, she could have peace during her incarnation. Angenon and Verehoo celebrated and it caused Wu a very sleepless night to have all that activity around her bed. Things started changing quickly for Wu. She met with the woman many times, more times, and became fast good friends. She met others who took her through processes and gave her information she needed. All the time, Angenon and Verehoo were rejoicing in the new communication they were allowed to have with Wu and her higher God self. Later, a third angel guide from a master group joined Angenon and Verehoo. And so it was that Wu was able to walk directly into her karma and forgive those whom have harmed her so. And so it was that she gained wisdom and realized her responsibility for all that had happened. And with her wisdom came love, and with love came action. Then came the time when Wu not only was able to tolerate the males in her life, but actually partnered with one successfully and lovingly. This was quite amazing, considering who Wu used to be. In Wu's 53rd year, Angenon and Verehoo were required to leave. Wu had become of such a vibration that a total new set of guides was needed to best serve her. As her set of guides retreated for a period of 90 days, Wu was without support. But even under this stress, Wu understood that what was happening and quietly busied herself with other human things. And she got through this period without difficulty. Angenon and Verehoo celebrated again. You might have thought that Wu's angel friends would have been unhappy, that they would have left sorrow and grief at having to depart from a much-loved friend, one whom they had waited for and planned for so long. But Angenon and Verehoo knew that the parts were in balance, and the graduation of one exalted the whole. So they willingly departed without rebellion or even a thought of anything but love for the process. We leave Wu there because her future has not been realized yet, much like your own. So the author's postscript says, in this story, who is she? And the entity and the entire story is told from the perspective of the guides. This parable contains important information regarding the working of the guides. Remember, in earlier writings, Kryon has told us the fact that we all come in with at least two guides who are always with us, that some of us get a third, and that with the enlightenment is the potential for full guide change. This full guide change is often a 90-day challenge that he has spoken of before. Right away, Kryon lets us know about the two guides who are going to be assigned to Wu. One guide has been human before and the other one not. This information would indicate that humans don't always come back as humans. Did you ever wonder if your guardian angel was someone you used to know? This story provides evidence that it would actually be that way. The information is that the angel guides are specialists in service to support us in lesson, and that the guide group contains those who were always guides and others who were humans. The next bit of information is that the guides are with us when the contracts are planned. Kryon has told us from the start that we are part of the God energy, that we, while in God consciousness, something that humans can't understand fully, plan our own incarnations and the opportunities for lessons within them. This, by the way, makes us totally responsible for absolutely everything that happens to us along the way. Since we have been told through countless messages that there are no accidents and that coincidence isn't. So the guides are going to planning meetings to meet the human they will accompany and to actually plan the opportunity for the next life. This is wonderful information, and it helps us to understand why the guides are important, for they stand by to implement plans that we all helped make. Kryon also wants us to once again recognize the difference between what is going on in the planning session in regards to predestination. Predestination is a human concept that is not a spiritual reality. Our planning session are only setups of lessons. In other words, when you are in school, at your desk, you can do anything you want with the test in front of you. Throw it away, make a paper airplane and fly it out of the window, or master up some energy and pass it. It's totally up to you. In this case, the test was written by you when you were in God consciousness, but you don't recognize this fact at all. Can you see how this differs greatly from predestination? We have total free choice all the time. Kryon's humor again shows itself with his analogy of hammers and nails surrounding his explanation of how the planning works. The next piece of startling information is that the planning sessions includes the higher souls of those already on earth walking in lesson. Take a look at this. It is the first indication from Kryon that the karmic planning involves those already living and walking around. This is what the engine of group karma is therefore facilitated. In other words, if the karmic planning committee always had to wait for humans to pass on before the next incarnation were planned, it would be very inefficient. Entities would be literally standing around, waiting for the others to die before they could plan how to incarnate with them in the next time. Think about it. You interact karmically with parents and children. Therefore, there are big age differences. So this explains how it can be that a child could come into the world and die sadly, but appropriately for the lessons for the parents, and then come in again shortly thereafter as still another child of the same parent, if appropriate. I say this not to indicate that God has his scenario happen, but to show how the planning works. How can the planning involve the living, you might think, or ask. Kryon has told us on so many occasions of the oversoul, or the higher self of each of us. In fact, the quest of enlightenment and ascension is to marry our higher self and stick around the planet as a power worker. See the parable in the book called Marla the Mouse. Evidently, this our higher self is part of us, in contact with God all the time, but whose energy is not totally in our bodies. Therefore, there is still communication with God and karmic things, at least. This also helps explain how the complex incarnations of karma can continue to change as those around us work through their karma, and we work through ours. In other words, We alter the lesson plans as we pass each test. Part of us is keeping score. The story set up Wu as an abused child who is harmed by many men who are supposed to be part of a family support group. This is given to help you see how the abandonment karma is set up and what kind of personality type might result. Evidently, Wu becomes an overachieving woman who with no financial problems, but one who has a lot of trouble with men. No wonder. She likes to win at business, and she enjoys competition with men. The actual translation was that she likes to beat them at their own game. She has 3 failed marriages or relationships of some kind, and she carries around a great deal of anger, which later gives her stress-related health problems. Now, where were Angenon and Verehoo all this time? What good is all this guardian angel stuff if they don't do anything to help someone in this type of mess? Well, these questions are joke questions, since the reality is that Angenon and Verehoo watched in love, quietly knowing that all was appropriately set up for the next stage. All 47 years of this woman's life were a setup to a great test that was coming. Think of it, the patience of the angels. The scheduled one arrived on the scene. The guides recognized her instantly and got excited. Reading on, this scheduled person who came into whose life was actually part of the contract planning session 47 years earlier. Think of the complexity of this. In her own way, Wu recognized the women too, because it says that Wu was interested in her and the things she had to say. Here was a woman who was different. The tar wasn't sticking to her. This is a reference to the parable in this book called The Parable of the Tar Pit. Look how these parables intertwine with the same information. Here is an enlightened woman who came into Wu's life and causes Wu to change. And all she has to do is be there. So it was that Wu had to know about this unnamed woman's peace and inner joy and her tolerance towards men. Remember that Wu was now in a state of imbalance and was ill. This was the state necessary for her to surrender enough of her ego to ask another woman about these intangible things. Notice too how the parable used the one woman to be the messenger for this other woman. Even though we are all humans and our gender isn't supposed to make a difference to God. It does when karma is concerned, though. For much of the karma we carry is energy generated around the opposite sex, father and mother issues, and so on. Lately, science have also discovered what our brains are biologically connected in different ways. And it has finally acknowledged that we actually think differently. No kidding. I wonder how much money they spend on that. I could have verified it for nothing had they asked. The women shared her spiritual truth with Wu. Her guides were poised and ready for this event. Yeah, was the test they had expected and had waited for. The parable tells us that Wu asked for help alone in her room, and by verbalizing her intent, she started the amazing process that followed. The story goes on to tell of the changes in Wu's life and the third guide that joined Angenon and Verehoo in down the line. The guide was from a master angel group, a guide group. Again, Kryon speaks of the master guides as being different from the normal ones. To some, this is the same as receiving a higher kind of angel in their lives. All of this nomenclature is appropriate, since my translation of Kryon uses only my words. I believe that one could use the words guides or angels interchangeably if desired, and that it really isn't important what we call them as long as we understand the incredible mechanics of why they are here and the love they carry for us. So Wu ended up being an enlightened human, forgiving those in her past, recognizing that she was responsible for everything, and finally having real peace. At that point, she was able to partner with a man and make it work, the real test. Look at what happened next in the parable. Our heroes, Angenon and Verehoo, are replaced. What kind of a story is this? Anyway, where the good guys get knocked out in the middle. This would never work in the movies. How do you think Angenon and Verehoo felt? Weren't they good enough to stay with Wu from here on? After all, they had endured 47 years of anger and frustration. Hadn't they earned a chance to enjoy the result of the planning they had helped with? Wu had given intent for enlightenment and was moving towards the status that demanded master guides. And Angenon and Verehoo knew it and were ecstatic with joy. They departed with such love and no sadness. They had been part of the earth history and celebrated all of it. Such is the mind of God, that one entity can celebrate the joy of another so completely. Once you truly see the big picture, you can celebrate your neighbor's good fortune and mean it, even if you are feeling that your life isn't going as well as his or hers. Some folks never understand how this can be. Putting on the mantle of spirit, the Spirit of God, is what Kryon often invites us to do. This means to carry with us the connection to our higher self and to move into such balance that our first feelings towards all humans are love-based, without all the other baggage that used to be dragged in. honor the one next to you for his or her process in relation to yours, even if you feel it is vastly different. The end. So what are you taking from this parable?
Yes, I don't even know what to say. Being 47 years old myself and having reasonably complicated situations or relationships with men, I think maybe I am woo. It's been quite weird. I think I told you guys a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, my father passed away. And it's been very difficult for me to grieve for somebody that I wasn't close to at all. And I've had a lot of anger. The past week, I've been so angry at everybody, and in every dream I have, I fight with people. So yes, I am going to look up this parable again, read it over and over, and take the lessons from there. But it was, it just sounded like it was for me. Thank you, Fiona. And knowing that I've got a session with you coming up, I'm so excited to work with this.
Yeah.
Yes, to clear these energies. I can't wait. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Anybody else would like to add without taking away, Barbara?
Yeah, I think what I took away from this was, I've always tended to feel very unfortunate because of all the negative things that have happened in my life. And I tend to dwell on them and feel sorry for myself and try to understand them and try to work through them without actually only thinking about the lesson that I learned through having those experiences. And I think that maybe I'm not alone like that. I think a lot of people focus on the actual events instead of the lessons learned. And so that's what came to me during that. Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else would like to add anything there? Okay, so for me, many of the parables are same but different. I had to sort of pause for a moment and think, but haven't I read this before? I know I've read the parable before, but I thought then with a group, and then I thought, no, it was another lesson and another experience, but the messages more or less stay the same. And for me, there's always like little synchronicities and lessons and trigger words, and it's like the flash goes through that, it. Okay, Barbara, Vanessa says she totally agrees with you. We focus on the act and not on the lesson. Time to change that. And yes, I mean, even I go through. First, I feel sorry for myself, and then think, oh, why did I have to go through this? And why did I have to experience this? And the poor me, I can play very well, even if it's just by myself, or crying by myself, or just feeling sorry for that moment. But then later on, I have to reflect on the bigger picture, and I have to look at the lesson and how I can benefit others by communicating this, so that they can understand why they're going through this. And this, for instance, and it's interesting how synchronicity worked, meaning that I came across that father wounding and shared that and then realized that was what I was busy healing, and then what Vanessa is going through, and then the roles that we play in one another's lives, showing up in divine timing and helping heal those things, because that is what we came here to do. So it's with the client that came yesterday as well, it's like also gone through abuse and so forth, and sometimes we wonder why little girls have to go through that, but it's to understand it's we can walk through that. We can walk through the karma. We can get through that. And with my processing, it's like I could never understand one of my ancestor guides, my father's mother. Whenever she came through, she would apologize for her son and her son's behavior and whatever. And I would just brush it off because I was still in denial. He's such a wonderful guy. And he is. He has his wonderful qualities, but I never looked at his not so wonderful qualities. I then got to, and I was told that he chose not to fulfill his contract, certain things, and even in my last relationship experience, it was also I chose not to fulfill that contract. So I had to deal with the core wound of father not fulfilling contract, and then how it plays out in men, and then men not fulfilling that contract, and the deep disappointment it brings in one if you want others to be your hero and your savior and your everything, and you make them more than what they are, and realize that they are also humans, also walking through lesson. It's like where they say it's not predestination. You can get to that stage and say, no, I choose not to. No, I choose not to participate. I choose not to be this. I choose not to be a father. I choose not to be a husband. I choose not to be whatever. At any stage, we can change that. And we can say, you know what, I don't want those experiences. It's too challenging. It requires a change in me. It requires me to look at my own stuff. It requires me to step up, and I choose to wallow wherever I am. I choose to stay at the vibration that I am. So and that has been the disappointment that I had to deal with. It's to understand that we all have free will choice, and we can get to a lesson and we can choose not to go through it. And then when because there's always a contract between two souls, and then it's like when one person chooses not to, the other person has got no choice but to say, okay, I accept, I am done, cancel the contract and walk away. There's other experiences. It's not the only experience that there is. And in our lessons and experiences, it's not necessarily that we have to grovel or just forgive, or just, it is sometimes just set clear boundaries. You know what? Okay. And it's beautifully said by Maria, it's like thinking really about our intent and what we would like to create for ourselves. And does it really bring true happiness and joy? It's in my realization through this, it's like I always thought, okay, me, divine feminine counterpart, wants to attract another male divine feminine counterpart. And a few months ago, I've got this picture in front of me of two flowers that reminds me of twin flames or whatever, but it's like I forgot the flowers' names now. But in any case, so I drew them on a piece of paper, and I just wrote I am, and I realized that I am both. That I am. I've got my feminine side and I've got my masculine side, and sometimes people say, no, but you to this or to that. I am both. And I have a giving side and I have a receiving side, and I try and balance that, and I try to just be that. And now I'm okay. That's me. But I am this. I'm not waiting for another to come there. I am there. And it's so to look at the dynamics of contracts and unfulfilled contracts, and how you move on from them, and how you change it, and how you transmute it, and how you can still find joy for yourself and for your life. It is where you can move on gracefully and just, okay, what else has life got to offer? Not to carry the grudges or resentments or anger. Yes, we experience them, and yes, we feel them, but best we transmute them so that it doesn't eat us up alive inside. And it's to understand when those when the body displays any sense of disharmony within it or disease within it, it's to look at those messages, look at those, what is your body trying to tell you? Okay, what are you holding on to now? And continually change, recalculate, adjust, change, recalculate, adjust, change, let go, heal, heal more, cry. And all of this is just pouring out. It's just allowing the process to organically develop. Because when we, no, I can't remember if I said it last week or not, but it's like when we choose a path of spiritual growth, nothing can stay the same. Nothing can be set in stone. Nothing can be rigid and whatever, because we choose to change. We choose to evolve. We can't be in denial. We have to look at the truths and nothing but the truths, but also take responsibility that we've asked for that. I asked for unfulfilled contracts so that I can clear them, so that I don't have to perpetuate it and try and waste time in that area where it's not going to happen. And it's okay. It is okay, and we are okay. And also the guy change. I've the parable that I love the most is the journey home, and he talks about when we vibrationally change and there's a guy change, they move away, and then new ones come again. And it feels like I've gone through some kind of graduation or some kind of big shift and change. And then you do feel that it's like retreat of the guides, because you feel that. And I was wondering why is this time period of this in-betweenness, because I'd just like to jump onto the next what is like done, yeah, okay, next. And I had to wait. And it's like when I saw the 1st of September and I'm moving on the 1st of September, okay, cool, okay, yes. And they're talking about the guides having patience, but yes, like in this human and ain't got the guides as patience at all. And I'm working on it. But yeah, it's like whenever, and it's for me exciting to read this, meaning that I will be part of other people's lives. I will show up in those contracts that has been made, that people want to hear, want to participate, want to share, want to care, want to whatever. It is to know that there are other contracts out there that does say yes, and we'll step through and we'll share a cup of coffee as we get ready for the meditation. So I want you just to become comfortable and relaxed, closing your eyes, breathing in deeply and exhaling fully. With each in-breath, taking in the consciousness and awareness that's available to you now. And with each out-breath, release all that no longer serves you, in order for you to be shining lighter and lighter, brighter and brighter. And just allow this tone, this vibration, this frequency to go in, through and around your body as you just relax. Slow, deep breaths. With each in-breath, expanding your lower abdomen. And with each out-breath, contracting your lower abdomen. Consciously breathing in slowly and deeply. becoming more and more relaxed, more and more at ease, more and more at peace. Whatever it has been that you needed to process this past week, just detach, release, and let go of all emotions or ailments. Breathe it out, breathe it out, breathe it out. For a moment, just detach, release, and let go of all. And sink into a deeper level of relaxation and peace and harmony. As you gently step into the beautiful garden forest area and breathe in the peace and the harmony that resides here. The absolute beauty and tranquility. Breathe it into each fiber of your beingness. I want you just to visualize yourself venturing through this garden, through this forest area, and become more and more relaxed, more and more at ease, more and more at peace. I want you to follow the sounds of the water and move in the direction of the water until you get to the side of the river, seeing it flowing, seeing the movement, seeing the clarity of the water and all the pebble stones within it, the fish, the life, the greenery, the life force energy that this river provides. I'm just sitting on the riverbank, just being at peace. Now calling in your healer guides, your divine helpers, your spirit teacher guides, those that are with you, that is helping you with your current challenges and life experiences in lesson. Asking that your divine team of light, all these light being guides, surround you and come and sit with you. I want you to feel the unconditional love and support for you and for this earthly incarnation, and all that you have to endure, all that you have to experience, all that has been set up for you in lesson, all the karmic experiences that you had to walk through from the divine planning session. I want you to surrender to them now. all the disharmonious feelings. Any feelings of something being missing, anything that you've been denying, and any processes in loss or healing those parts. Whatever your processes is, and wherever you are in this moment in time, asking that you receive the divine healing, the divine understanding and unfolding. The upliftment of your spirit to bring and restore you back to this being in joy and in love, pulling in the vibration of love to surround you like a blanket, comforting you. Especially to all those strong women that have chosen the most difficult lessons that you have. For you to receive the honor and the blessings that those has brought up for you. Surrender any anger or resentment towards those that came in lesson, being fulfilled contracts or unfulfilled contracts. Be it through the lesson, through their presence, or the lesson through their absence, whatever it is for you. Allow yourself to receive this healing of those now. Just totally surrender and release to receive the maximum that's available to you. All that has been depriving you from experiencing joy, happiness, love, and lightness. Just detach, release, and let go of all those emotions, thought forms, belief systems, woundings, karmic experiences now. Breathe it out, breathe it out, breathe it out. Let it go, set it free, let it be. Just feel how your magnificent puzzle piece, your piece of God, slots in with the bigger picture. Now everything is exactly as it should be. The knowing that your soul, your higher self, is presently planning the next part of your life. This is your time to set the intent of all that you wish to experience more of. What would you like to manifest in your new reality? having stepped through the most difficult of karmic lessons. What would you like more in your life? How would you like to participate with her? What will give you greater fulfillment and joy in your heart? What is it that you still need to let go of, to process or understand or heal? Just allow yourself to be shown all these now. Feel a great sense of calm just coming over you. Total serenity. And just lean back and lie on the soft grass, looking up in the sky to the movements of the clouds and the sun. Just enough rays to shine upon you, to fill you with life force energy, with the blessed rays, to restore you, revitalize you, and re-energize you. Knowing that whatever you need, you already have. Knowing that whatever you need, you already have. Merging of the timelines past, present, and future into the now moment. And now programming this now moment with all that you choose, be it joy, be it fun, laughter, love, lightness, fulfillment, wherever your soul, your higher self, and your human self wills align, and the greatest expression of yourself in this now, the highest vibration of yourself, your true being your authentic self on this earth plane, proudly, courageously, honoring the strong woman that you are, the goddess. Having all the tools that you need. Everything that you're looking for in your grasp. Totally fluid, going with the flow of life. Not hastening it, and not pausing or procrastinating with it. Being in the flow is to know when to take a dynamic right step forward and when to step back in love and in grace. Being flexible that way, knowing when to say yes and when to say no, when to set boundaries, and when to expand the boundaries. What do you include and exclude? Be very clear in your intent. And thank all the experiences that has led you to this point to be able to make this clear intent. Thank them for bringing you the wisdom that this requires. For what is acceptable and what is unacceptable from this moment forward. What are you no longer denying or turning a blind eye to? Within yourself or within others. And take your joy, your love, your commitment, your sacredness, your preciousness, your magnificence into your next step. Next part of your journey. And the peace and the harmony that comes with it. Thank your divine team of light that is always with you. And in your own time, you gently come back to the sacred space, back into your body. Rotate your hands, rotate your feet. Stretch and make sure that you're properly back into your body, into this now. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes. I'd love you to share what you experience in your meditation, if you choose to. Anita.
Yes, it was a very peaceful meditation. I felt as though I pressed a reset button, I shifted, and I just need to cope and deal with what's out there now. So those were the words that strongly come forward, and yeah. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Thanks. Anybody else would like to share what they felt or experienced in their meditation? Beautiful. Thanks, Vanessa. Yeah, Barbara.
Yes, again, I think it was the peace and the love, and I found it very cleansing. I found sitting in the water, just letting all everything flow out of me and just replacing it with clean water. It was just really a beautiful meditation. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Yeah, Vanessa also just wrote that she doesn't have much to say, just want to bask in the amazing, peaceful feeling Thanks, Fiona, and hope all of you are having an amazing week ahead. Looking forward to the next Sunday already. So that's awesome. Thank you, Vanessa. And Mickey also said, absolutely beautiful and calming meditation. Thank you, Fiona. So thank you. Thank you. Anybody else who would like to add anything before we go? No. Okay. So then I would just like to end off. I also feel very peaceful after this meditation. Lots get shown, and it's like yeah, just so you could see the appropriateness of everything and how one thing leads to another thing, and you have to thank the previous thing for getting you to the next thing. It's like connecting all the dots and understanding. Yes, for me, it's very important to stand in my contract and to be in my contract and to fulfill my contract. That gives me the greatest sense of fulfillment and joy. And seeing all your beautiful faces and being part of your journey brings me joy. And I thank you. I really thank you from the bottom of my heart. So have a beautiful week, rest of the day, and see you next Sunday. Lots of love.
Thank
See
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.